Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back at you. You know, with everything that's going on in the world today, we've got wars and rumors of wars. We've got issues with China, we've got issues with Russia, we've got issues with Iran. North Korea is now starting to rattle its saber a little bit louder than it used to. And it doesn't seem like our current administration is really trying to address this in a proper way. I don't think they understand the gravity of the situation and the threats that we face as citizens here in the United States. They seem to be doing everything wrong, from what's going on with the Secretary of Defense to what's going on in the southern border. It's just almost out of control. But what I'd like to focus in on today is surviving the long term. And I've got some tips and I've got some thoughts about what we can be doing to survive in the long term. And also, I've got a new kind of a studio setup here in my office, and I'd like to get just whatever feedback I can get from you all on how this is all going to work out for you in the long term. I don't know if you like this style of broadcast YouTube videos or whatever, but I thought I'd give it a chance to see how things are going to go. And if you like it, let me know. And I'll be right back after the intro. This is truly more than just getting through an emergency. Now, I know that there's places around the country right now that are dealing with some storms, blizzard-type conditions, extremely cold temperatures. This morning it was 17 here in Wake County, North Carolina. And, you know, it's tolerable, I guess. I had to put on my heavier jacket to take the dog out for a walk, but I'm not talking about short-term emergency kind of situations where you may be exposed to a power outage for a couple hours or a half a day or even a whole day. Yeah, there's things that we all should be doing to prepare for those kinds of eventualities, but when it comes to long-term, if there's truly another world war, we're going to be challenged, I think. We've been living a very comfortable life. I've personally never experienced what my grandparents and parents went through during the Depression and during the war years, with all the coupons that you needed to buy gas and salvaging all kinds of the tin cans so that they could recycle them and make armaments and armored tanks and stuff like that out of scrap metal. And I don't think we've ever really had to deal with that kind of stuff. So tip number one is you've got to be debt-free. And to be debt-free is quite a challenge. I know that my wife and I struggled for a long, long time to finally get to a place where we could actually enjoy life a little bit and start putting some savings away, start bringing our debt down. But what we did, and I'm not sure, I must have listened to a Dave Ramsey show somewhere along the line where it's, you know, if you take this credit card, small balance, and you pay that off, and then you use what you were using as a monthly payment on that credit card and apply it to the next highest balance and keep going that way and keep going that way. Pretty soon you don't have any credit card debt, but you've got to be disciplined enough to stop using your charge cards for every whimsical thing that you see along the way. And I know I've done quite a lot of financial counseling in my day, and it can be pretty nasty what some people do. So first thing, try to get as debt-free as you can. Get out from underneath the high-interest credit card stuff and use that money to pay off everything that you can that's at least plastic-based. You may not be able to pay off your car. You may not be able to pay off your house mortgage, things like that. But if you can free up some cash, then you can invest it in the next tip, which is very simply making sure you've got enough food stock, water on hand in your house, in your abode, in your place of living. So if you're living in an apartment, you may want to use the extra closet you've got in the extra bedroom to store extra canned goods, and store some water on the floor in there in the 5-gallon jugs that are out there. I had some folks, knew some folks that were in our original prepper group that lived in a fairly nice apartment, and he had converted their spare bedroom into their prepper den. And he put shelving units in there, he put shelving units in the closet, and he had at least 6 or 8 months worth of food and water stored in that extra bedroom. Now, they didn't have any kids, but that's kind of neither here nor there. They used the space that they had available. We use the extra bay in our 2-car garage, because we've only got 1 car now. But we use that extra bay in our 2-car garage. I put all kinds of shelving units in there, and we have filled it up. And I just can estimate with what we've got in that storage area there, plus what we've got in various other storage areas, which I won't get into, but don't put all your stores in one place. That we've probably, for my wife and me, we can probably last 12 to 18 months without having to ever go to a store again. Rice and beans, canned goods, all kinds of stuff. The raw materials that you need to make bread and pastas and things like that, so that you've got food coming in. We've invested in freeze-dried stuff. We've invested in all kinds of different avenues, but all the foodstuffs that we have stockpiled for our emergency are really foods that we eat and consume on a regular basis. We do rice, and we do beans, and we do pastas, and we do spaghetti, and all that kind of stuff. It's food that we enjoy eating and that we've grown accustomed to. Now, switching from a diet where you've never done rice and beans before to one that's pretty much all you got left is rice and beans, you can end up with a little bit of discomfort, I'll tell you that. It's just kind of one of those things. So, if you can invest those extra dollars in making sure you've got enough food and food supplies and water set aside to get you through an extended period of time, that's really what I'm talking about. So tip number 3 here, and I've got to give a nod out to one of my listeners on the YouTube channel. Stay in contact with your family, friends, and neighbors. You're going to need friends, families, and neighbors if we are going to experience a long-term shutdown kind of a thing, based on a war that may be happening all around us, or maybe even happening right here on our soil. So stay in touch with them, develop the communications that you need, stay in touch with your friends, with your family, and build the rapport that you need, build the trust that you need to work together as a group to get through whatever we're going to be facing. Next up would be, this is a great Suggestion, and I'll gotta give this person an awful lot of credit for the thoughts that he put into a YouTube video response. Practice and teach marksmanship and safe gun handling. Very, very important. I know I've taken courses. I've got my concealed carry permit. My wife has her concealed carry permit, and we belong to a gun range. It's actually quite a distance away, and it's kind of inconvenient to get there from in this time of the winter weather and all that. But fairly reasonable price, and they've got pistol ranges, they've got rifle ranges, and it's really everything that I need. It's outdoors, so it's not an indoor range. We checked out a local indoor range, and I'm paying $350 a year to belong to my outdoor shooting range organization. But the indoor range that's in the next town is well over $1,000 just for me. And then I've got to get like a secondary membership for a family membership, which I think is another couple hundred, maybe $250 a year more for that. So we use some of the laser safety kind of things, practice that we've invested in a little bit, and I'll go down into the garage or out in the backyard and do some practice with the dry fire laser kinds of things. And if you'd like some more information on that, I think it's called Strike Force, and that's what we're using. There's a number of them out there that are really, really worthwhile. So that's it. Pay attention. Here's tip number 4. Pay attention to what's going on politically in your local neighborhoods. If you've got a homeowners association, your local political arenas, municipal, city, town, state, pay attention to what's going on. There's an awful lot of folks that get involved in local politics that have absolutely no reason at all to be involved in that. They're after some sort of status or power or something, and they love to be able to pass new ordinances and put laws and regulations into effect that have a negative impact on your house value, on your neighborhood's value, on your freedoms, and on your liberties. So pay attention to what's going on in your local municipal government, at your state level, and particularly at the federal level. Pay very close attention. Research what you're seeing in the news. You can't trust the news anymore. It's just one of those things that you can't trust. ABC, NBC, CBS, it's just not worth it anymore to spend a lot of time looking at those kinds of very biased, opinionated newscasts. And I'm including Fox in there too. They, even Newsmax and One American News, they've got their slant on things. I'm going to advocate that you spend some time looking at podcasts, looking at Joe Rogan, looking at Dan Bongino, looking at Tucker Carlson, trying to get their slant on things, trying to get what they're thinking, because they've been right more often than the mainstream media has. If you just look at what happened in the Iowa caucuses, and the way MSNBC and ABC, CBS, the way they just kind of went off the rails with their commentary on this. It's absolutely amazing what they're doing. But we owe it to ourselves to pay attention to what's going on around us politically. Well, I think that's about all I can put together in this video without going absolutely crazy here. So I wish you the best. Take some of these tips and take them to heart. Take a good look around you, what you've got, what you don't have. Take an inventory of your supplies. See what you can do to prioritize for the long term. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.